Gary Vee lied to you. And as a result, thousands of creators, entrepreneurs, and beginners spend countless hours creating content only to watch their following grow by a couple of followers a month on social media, which ultimately leads to 0 clients, 0 engagement, and $0 in the bank account. And eventually, they give up because they think they're not good enough to create content. And this is the exact lie I believed at the start of my social media journey 4 years ago when I had 0 followers. But if I didn't get lucky and discover the truth about growing on social media, I never would have grown my total audience to over 500,000 people and scaled to a 7-figure business. Now, before I reveal what Gary Vee and other big gurus are lying to you about, I have to give you context on how I discovered this lie for myself. So in September of 2020, I was working a minimum wage job as a Domino's pizza driver, working graveyard shifts until 3 a.m., all while taking full-time classes in my second year of college to become a high school teacher. And I was miserable. I wanted to do work that was fulfilling and made me a lot of money, and I knew I had potential, but I was on a path that was selling myself short. Up until that point, I had tried all kinds of things to try and make money online. Amazon FBA, flipping mugs on eBay, iPhone repair, blogging, day trading, OnlyFans. Kidding. Or am I? But I failed at all of them because I would do it for a few weeks, lose interest, and move on to the next thing. And I thought I wasn't cut out to make money online, so I decided to go back to college and get an arts degree. But at the start of my second year of college, I was scrolling through Twitter and came across something that would change my life. Someone was promoting their $40 ebook showing people how they can grow their social media following. And I saw this as my last lifeline. If I didn't make this work, I'd just pursue a normal life of being a high school teacher. So I said, screw it, and I bit the bullet and paid the $40. Now, the content inside wasn't really that good, but it got me interested in social media and introduced me to a new world of creators and entrepreneurs. And as I researched that world more, I started taking more courses, reading more books, and of course, watching Gary Vee YouTube videos. And the common theme among all these people was them telling beginners to create content around what you're passionate about, and you'd build a social media following. So I did everything Gary Vee and the other gurus told me to do. I spent hours every day creating content. I posted 5 times a day, every day. I commented on other people's posts, and I only made content I was interested in. And I talked about philosophy, working out, and anything else that was top of mind for me. But after 3 months of consistently posting every day, hundreds of hours, and over $1,000 spent on courses, I only grew to 750 followers. My self-esteem took a huge hit every time I'd spend hours working on a post only to watch it flop. I mean, a viral post for me would be 11 likes. And with every piece of content that would flop, I would grow more frustrated. Until one day, an account popped up on my social media. Even though they just created their account, their posts were consistently popping off and showing up on my feed. Many of his posts were getting over 1,000 likes or more. And within 30 days, he went from 0 followers to over 1,000 followers. So what took me over 3 months to do, he did with ease in 1 month. And I knew that he knew something that I didn't, and I wanted to find out. So I started talking to him in the DMs, and I got on a call with him. And what he told me on that call made me realize the trap many other beginners trying to grow their audience, fell into. He told me that a year before, he tried the same strategy as me, posting every day, commenting, and creating content around his interests. But he barely grew his following, deleted his account, and went on to study copywriting and build his business around that. So after a year of him doing that, he actually decided to come back to social media and post content. Now, the one thing he did differently with his social media this time was simple, but made a huge difference in his growth. He based his social media content around sharing copywriting tips. And that gave me a hunch. What if first you have to give value to your audience to become valued? After that call, I did what any logical person would do. I went all in on content and made the biggest bet of my life. I dropped out of college. I quit my job at Domino's, and I made a new social media account starting from 0. But this time, I centered my social media content around giving writing tips. And I would obsessively study writing books, courses, and simplify what I was learning into actionable pieces of content on social media. And where it took me 3 months to grow to 750 followers before, it only took me 40 days to get to 1,000 followers on my new account. And that's when I realized Gary Vee and these other big gurus giving social media advice we're wrong. Gary Vee tells people like you and me that you are the niche.
I don't think you need to find a niche. I think your niche is that you are that human being. Football, After Effects, small town kid.
Yeah.
I'm sure 17 other things you haven't told me yet. Your niche is you, the human.
He tells us to create content on what you're interested in, and you'll somehow magically grow a following if you're consistent. But that's a lie. Sure, you are the niche once you grow big enough, and sure, that works for Gary Vee now that he has millions of followers and he can create content about anything and his fan base will love it. But what works for him now isn't what got him to where he's at. He's missing one piece of the puzzle that helped him and other beginners grow to millions of followers and make millions of dollars. And I'll show you how to do this for yourself in a second, but first, think about it. What's the common theme among huge creators like Alex Hormozi, Iman Gadzhi, and Gary Vee himself? They all started by picking a niche and providing value in it. Alex Hormozi started growing by giving actionable advice about sales and marketing. Now he can create content about anything and his audience will love it. Iman Gadzhi, he started growing by giving actionable advice about SMMA. Now he can create content about anything and his audience will love it. Gary Vee started by niching down about wine. Now he can create content about anything and his audience will love it. They all started narrow with a niche, gave a ton of value, and built their authority. And once they gave a ton of value and showed their competence, then they broaden their content to other things. Because here's the harsh truth. When you're starting out, nobody cares about you. Okay, I care about you. I care about you. But nobody else cares about you. Gary Vee can make a social media post saying, believe in yourself, and it will get 10,000 likes. But if some random person posted the exact same thing, it would get crickets. The difference is that Gary Vee built his brand and reputation first, so people know, like, and trust him, which means he can post any broad content and it will work. So if you're starting out on social media, you need to realize that people care about one thing. But before I reveal what that is, if you're enjoying this, leave a like and drop a comment for the algorithm. It really helps me grow my channel and create more content helping you grow your social media and make money online. And if you don't like and comment, I hope for the rest of eternity you feel your phone vibrating in your pocket only to check it and see that there's no notifications. All right, so back to what I was saying. When you're starting out on social media, you need to realize people only care about one thing: what's in it for them. So if you want to avoid the mistake of posting broad social media content and getting zero engagement, you need to create content around a topic you have interest in and has market demand. If you don't have interest in a topic, you won't enjoy creating content and you'll eventually give up. And if there isn't market demand for the topic, nobody will want to consume your content or follow you. But when you have both, it's called content market fit. So the key is to provide value. And I kind of hate that term value because all these gurus just tell you, provide value, bro, but they never tell you what value is or how to give it. So let's fix that. My definition of value is anything that solves people's problems or moves them closer to a desired outcome. And value you can give falls into one of three categories. So the first one is health, so improving people's health. For example, you can create content that shows people how to create healthy recipes that are quick to make and taste good. And the second category is wealth, so making people money, and you can create content about teaching a skill like writing, marketing, or sales. And then three, there's relationships. So that's improving people's dating life or family life. And you can teach people how to go on more dates using Tinder or Bumble, whatever. And if you're thinking, but I'm not an expert on anything, that's okay too. When I switched my account to talking about writing on social media, I wasn't an expert either. All you have to do is find the top experts on the topic, consume books, courses, and content from them, apply what you're learning, then teach those a few steps behind you by providing actionable advice on social media. The key is to look at what skills you currently have or would enjoy learning that you can create actionable content around. And yes, you can and you should create content around your interests, but the core of your social media and personal brand should be around giving value at the start so people become invested in you. Think about social media like a tree. Your social media platform you grow on is the plot of land you choose to grow your tree. The trunk is the core value you provide, and eventually, as you grow bigger, you can branch out to more broad topics. For example, I created content around writing on Twitter as I grew my following and gained experience in other other areas, I branched out to talk about content marketing, then online business, then more broad life topics. So now that you know what to avoid, how do you actually take action on everything? Well, I made a video showing you how to grow your social media from 0 followers. Click here on the screen and give it a watch, and it'll walk you through everything you need to know.